Hello people and welcome back to Darts Talk here on YouTube. Sorry about the delay, but I had a few technical difficulties. Now let's get straight into what happened Sunday night in both the City West in Dublin, Ireland and in the Hull City Hall. In the City West Hotel there was the final of the World Grand Prix of Darts on the Pdc side. Michael Van Gerwen took on Mervyn King in a match that a lot of people were really looking forward to, myself included. It was very good to see two new kind of fresh faces in the PDC final. When both the men, before they came out, they played the video packages as per usual, and Mervyn King had some very interesting comments about Michael Van Gerwen's celebrations, that he thinks he goes way over the top. Now a lot of people have complained about this with Michael Van Gerwen in the past, but really, as they said on commentary, I gotta kind of agree. Why would you really come and say it? Because you let Van Gerwen know then he's kind of getting into your head. When this fighting started, it was very nip and tuck. Gerwen came out of the blocks very fast, but King still managed to scrape the first set. Really, watching this fighter for the first half, it looked like that the occasion was getting to Gerwen. He was always famous for missing so many doubles, but not this week. As I earlier said on Darts Talk, I think this was the maturity of Michael Van Gerwen this week. He was very steady on the doubles, in and out. But at the early stages of this fighting, he really wasn't steady getting the double off. But he finally got that together, but it took him a while. Really, Mervyn King went 4-1 up on sets, but really Van Gerwen really should have made that 3-2. Now the back end of this game was all about Van Gerwen. Like, to win 15 of the last 18 legs is pretty amazing darts, if you ask me. There's not much players could do that, and it's not like Mervyn King went terrible or anything. Yes, he started to drop the small bit, but he did drop a whole hell of a lot. Gerwen really upped his game a lot in that final, and he won the final 6-4 with some tremendous finishes on the way. Is this the making of Michael Van Gerwen? A lot of people think it is. Do I think it is? Nope. I'm sorry, he won a major, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but it's to move on from here. Like, the greatest thing I can ever say is that you look at someone like James Wade. James Wade's after winning 7 majors. But yeah, Adrian Lewis is still seen as the better player. Why? Because Adrian Lewis won a world championship. The sport of darts, you have to win a world championship to be considered a great player. There's some good players, don't get me wrong, around that never won a world championship. But you look at when people talk about great players through the eras like Eric Bistro, John Lowe, Bob Anderson, Phil Taylor, Dennis Priestley, John Part, Raymond van Barneveld, Martin Adams. They're all world champions. You look at someone like Bobby George. Bobby George back in the 80s was a huge star for the world of darts. But nowadays, even though he's still relevant when the BDO was on BBC Sport, he's not really put into the same demographic as the greats of the 80s because he never rose and won a world championship. And I really think that's what Van Gerwen has to do to get that kind of accolades. I think he has to win a world championship. I don't think he's going to win it this year. I don't think he's ready, because to win a world championship takes a lot of ball, a lot of skill, and I'm going to say it, a bit of luck around the way. I don't think Adrian Lewis is going to make it 3 times in a row. And I don't think Phil Taylor is going to win. I think we're looking at the most open world championship of the modern era. But I'm not going to be like Sky Sports and hype up the world championship 2 months to go, where we still have the Grand Slam and the Players' Championship to come before that. And even Michael Van Gerwen pointed that out, like that there's still 2 more tournaments to come before the World Championship. But Sky really like to hype the World Championship up because they pay so much to show it that they really want to be. And also not just that, it's just that like when you have football and rugby and golf and all that, you can build it up because it's on nearly every week. But darts don't really have that luxury, so they have to really start building the World Championship up from this stage to make sure people know when it's coming on and know when to get ready for it. Grand Prix as a whole, it was an interesting tournament. It really was. It was probably the most interesting tournament in the PDC history. To see the players that went out at the time they did. To see people like Robert Thornton beating Phil Taylor twice on the trial on television. to see Raymond van Barneveld losing to Ian White in that manner, to see the pretty much the falling of James Wade. Just to let anyone know that doesn't know, James Wade's managing team released a statement saying that James Wade is going to take an indefinite break from the world of darts. I can really see him taking off until the World Championship, and maybe even past that, because there's no point in taking so much time off and then thinking that you're going to come back and win a World Championship. But the only danger there is that if James Wade takes that much time off, he might hinder his Premier League chances, and that is the bread and butter for a lot of the top class players in the PDC. Just another bit of news on the PDC side. Phil Taylor this Tuesday won the 4th round of the Champions League of Darts, and he now moves forward to the finals. Now over to the BDO side, and it was the World Masters, and I'm not really going to go on about the whole Sunday because I can't really remember much of it, I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to go on about the final. The final was the world number 1, the BDO side, Stephen Bunting, taking on the crowd favourite, Tony O'Shea. Tony O'Shea, he can just never find that one more performance on days like this. He can never find that final performance. Like, the quarter-final, he threw average enough. The semi-final, if he threw his semi-final game in the final, I think he would have beat Stephen Bunting. I'm going to piss a lot of people off here by these comments. If Stephen Bunting is your world number 1 and winning your World Masters, then you need help. I'm sorry, that guy is not a fantastic player. I know I'm not one to talk, but that's my job. That is my view, and that's why I'm on YouTube, giving my opinions. And this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. But my opinion is I don't think Stephen Bunting is going to set the world of BDO alight. But you have some good young players coming through there that hopefully can get the step up. I really thought that Dutch fella, I can't remember his name, Sparky, was going to beat Bunting in the semi-final, but he fell to pieces after a fantastic quarter-final display. Pretty much Stephen Bunting, in my opinion, won this World Masters by throwing the most steady darts. If you really look at his performances of all these games, he never got better, but more importantly, he never got worse. So he just played steady around the whole tournament, and it paid off at the end. And fair facts to him, in fairness, my opinions aside, he has a try now at the moment, and he's after stepping up, and he's doing what he has to do. The World Championship now in Finley Green in the start of next year is going to be a completely different story, because every player shows up that time, because the Dutch players throw on naturally lakeside. Tony O'Shea, of course, will be up for it until it gets to the final, probably. You know, Wolfie Adams will probably want his title back. There's some other good players there around, and the World Championship in the BDO side is always very interesting. The only big difference about this year, past of other couple of years, is that the PDC World Championship is so wide open as well. Now, I will be back on Monday next week with a review of the PDC's tour in Killarney in Ireland, and also if the BDO have a tournament, I'm not too sure about that, and also from days 5 and 6 of the Champions League qualifiers. So take care and enjoy your week, everybody.